So traders, what's going on with the markets today? Hey, where's that camera? What's going on with the markets today? Why are the markets falling? Oh my goodness, no one could have seen this coming. Or maybe they did. Did you listen? Anyway, let's get into the markets. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. Where's the camera? Right there? You? Let's get into the charts, hey? Let's actually start off with the good old markets today, guys. And I really want to share something with you about trading, okay? Sometimes trading is not about taking a trade. Sometimes trading is just all about understanding what's going on right now and what's likely to come. So therefore we can step aside, right, of that. And it's just about understanding the markets here. And I really want to share something with you as well too when it comes to your trading. I think some people get really mixed up with this one. So the really big thing, guys, the big thing that I'm seeing right now when it comes to the stock market is indeed we're getting that. I was waiting for this, okay? I was truly waiting for this. And for the last month, guys, I didn't know when this thing was going to happen, but I knew it was going to happen. And those who have, at least for the last month, I've been warning and warning and warning and warning. Look at the S&P 500, just a big gap up and then a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, to the downside. Nasdaq as well too, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Double top, breaking out of this resistance level here. And guess what? What does that mean? That means what? Down, down, down. It is down, down, down. The prices are down. So looking at that through the Nasdaq, same for the Dow Jones. Look at the Dow Jones, bam, right? Traders, you know yourself, right? If you've been following me now for the last week, you would know I've done videos called Final Warning, Double Top. Here we go, right? It's like, and I'm trying to share with you guys that there are some things you can do. Like all this is about, guys, is what? And traders, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, trading is about a few things. Firstly, trading to me is all about just getting a really good understanding of how the markets work. And that's all I want you to do, right? Because I want you to have a long-term successful trading career, right? And that's where, guys, and that's the reason why, like, for example, my Master Trader Lab, which you can get, by the way, you can get 7 days free access to that. And if you do decide to stay a member, I've actually reduced the price dramatically to stay a member to the Master Trader Lab after your 7-day free trial. So that's, if you go to johnsflashstyle.com, or there should be a link in the description there, you can actually get 7 days free access to the Master Trader Lab there. And if you don't like it, get the keep of the bonuses and just let me know and you never be billed. Anyway, so the whole thing about what's happening with the markets right now is what? Is that we're getting a pullback. So see, the trading to me is about two things. One, knowing a really high quality setup, which is gold. And I'm going to get to something really important here in just a minute that I really want you to understand of how do you actually really, like big move, right? Big move in your account. And I've got something to share with you here. But looking at the stock market, guys, I want you to understand that looking at the stock market now, we had this double top here, right? Top, and where we are right now. And guess what? We broke it, didn't we? Broke it, and now we actually went straight to where? This next level support. So what this is all about is telling us that what I've been talking about now for the last month is starting to finally happen. And this is my whole job here, right? My whole job is my whole job here is just to help you and understand a bit more about probabilities of what's going to happen in the markets. And I didn't know when this was going to happen, but this is the thing I was telling. This is what I've been warning about. Big down day today, right? Maybe I should title the video that. This is what I've been talking about, down day today, and have like you know the thumbnail. Anyway, and right now, this is probably going to be the start of that downward movement. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to go short this market, right? But what it does do, it allows me to step aside so I don't get sucked in by the hearsay, they say, you know, professional expert economist says that this is going to go to 6,000 and you name it, right? Right, all through there. So the whole big thing about this is that we are probably now starting to see that downward movement. And my whole job through this last month is just to try to stop you from getting hurt. Because unfortunately, there's been a lot of people coming into the markets, even Mr. Lucky, right? Mr. Lucky. Who said that? I forget. I was talking to someone through my email, and they said they liked Mr. Lucky. Can you leave a comment below to say, John, that's me you're talking about? I forget your name. I talk to so many people every day, and it's really, really, really interesting to see that. You know, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there was a guy that I spoke to probably about, I think it was last week on the phone. And what was happening was when I was speaking to him, he said he's been involved with the markets now for 3 months and he's making all this money and trading is easy and he doesn't need any help. And Mr. Lucky's phone call ended in 15 minutes with me. And now Mr. Lucky is, he just got lucky, right? He just bought a big bull market. So looking at the markets today, big downside to come. Again, this was pre-warning, right, of stuff that I've been talking about. So now what do I see? I see this being the start of that really good 5 to 10% correction initially, right? And then probably on the second half of this year, we're ready to go again, right? We are ready to go again. Now, and if I look at this here from the Dow Jones perspective and look at this from a weekly chart, all this is, traders, is this. Oh, geez, I'm burping all over the place. Protein drink burp. So all this is what? All this is here is just an actual movement now down, and we're probably likely to be starting once again from the top. We're probably going to be getting something like that, and then a super boom, right? So that's all she probably wrote for this move here. That's all she probably wrote. Big downside. That's it. This is probably the biggest downside we've seen now in the last sort of 3-4 months. We're about to see more of a continuation on the downside from there. So my whole goal here, guys, is just to stop you from, just help you understand these markets more. So if you're looking to get involved with these markets, you just wait for a much better time frame, right? And right now, the probability of this thing going down was massive. And guess what? That massive probability is now becoming a reality. Look at this big down candle, right? Big down candle. So a lot more downside is probably now going to happen, especially through the rest of this month, right? So that's what I want to share with you there. Now, what I also want to share with you in today's update is this. People have, if you don't know, I've talked about gold and silver, and people know about my gold trade and all that sort of stuff, right? You can know about my gold trade that I did here. Big, right? And when you're talking option pricing, you're talking hundreds of percent in profits, right? You guys know that. You buy options on the GLD, guess what? Hundreds of percent in profits, right? Big move. So that's utilizing options. And the reason why I want to bring that up is this. I think one of the biggest, hardest things out there is people want to trade a lot because they're trying to make a lot of money. And here's the thing. Let's just say, for example, that you knew how to qualify gold as in actually a good trading setup. Not what you think, right? But you actually really knew it, right? You really knew exactly why gold was such a good trade, okay? And this is the power of what I'm about to say here for a minute. And as you can see, this thing's made hundreds of percent. What I'm about to bring you up here, and I know some bumblebees in the chat box are going to start to do some things, but hear me out, okay? Hear me out. If you're starting with $1,000 trade, right, and say you're utilizing things like options, and you put $1,000 down, the way that when I say $1,000 down, I'm really risking $200 to $300 of that $1,000. That's not a $1,000 risk, right? Because the way that I like to trade, just like with gold, if gold was a losing trade, if I had $1,000 down, I probably would have been out with 20 or 30% loss of that $1,000. With me so far? So when I say 1 into 2 and 2 into 4 and so on and so forth, that investment is not the actual risk in the markets, right? So the investment here, the risk is what? The risk, and that is really thick, isn't it? That is really thick. Let's try that again. Do that again, John. Okay, cool, let's go, right? So the actual risk is only around about $300, Now, here's where it gets good, right? Because we're looking for opportunities to give us what? A potential double, 100%. Can you do that? Look at gold. Hundreds of % in profit, right? Gold opportunity. Now, let me ask you a question. Is there going to be many more trades just like gold that are going to appear in front of the charts, if you know what you're looking for, that are likely to do the same thing, many more trades over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? The answer is yes, right? We don't know when. Could be on stocks, whatever, okay? So $300, but that $300 risk, is your risk here, then makes what? Then makes literally $1,000 profit. So 1K profit. Oh man, my hands are shaking. I did a boxing session today with my boxing coach and oh man, he kicked my ass, especially the bag and so on. Anyway, so 1K, right? 1K, which then what? Turns your $1,000 into 2K. With me so far? So you're really risking $300 to make what? 1,000, right? Now, I'm talking 1,000, right? That's 100%. Trades like gold, 2, 3, 100% more, right? By the time it finishes. I hope you can see what I'm saying here. So, but I'm just using 100% here. And you guys know when you trade options and you see the movement we've had in gold, you guys know that the return on that. Anyway, so that's what I'm talking about there when it comes to this here. So that's what I'm about to say here. So what I'm about to say is that all you need is what? 10 really good trades like gold. 10. Number 10 here, really good trades like gold that do 100% or more, starting with $1,000 investment, which is really $200 to $300 risk, to then make, 2,000 again in if it's 200-300%, guess what? Your 1,000 is now what? 3,000 or 4,000. You do it again and so on and so forth, right? So you're only 10 really good trades. Now, what is the reality of this? The reality is that you're going to have some losses every now and then, right? So maybe trade number 4 is a loss and trade number 7 is a loss, right? So it might take you 15 trades. Heck, it might take you 20 trades to complete this whole process here. But let me ask you a question. What if I said to you, you're only 20 really good trades away for the next couple of years from you, even if you're starting with a small trading account, of growing it to $1 million. Now but I'm talking about over the next couple of years, right? What is it? It's just, and so the purpose of me bringing this up here, I want to finish this update here with this sort of blatant statement is that Blake's statement here is that a lot of people trying to trade a lot because they want to make a lot of money. To me, I'm all about identifying trades like gold that have the potential of making a really big move, because I know that all I need is what? Just 10 really good trades, right? Just like gold, that have big moves or that are similar to gold. And guess what? There's many more setups just like gold that are happening on individual stocks. Now, they might not make 100% return, but they might 60, 70, 80% return. You get what I'm trying to say here, right? Not every trade is going to do 100%. Some of them are going to do 200, 300%. Some of them are going to do 60, 70, 80%. You see what I'm saying there? What I'm trying to share with you is that you actually, and again, I know some people are going to say this in the chat box, not every trade is going to be a successful trade. We know that. There's going to be some losses in there. But I'm trying to give you a state, like, what if it took you 20 trades to eventually get to this number? So if you said, okay, for the next 2 to 3 years, I could actually have $1 million in my account over the next 2 to 3 years if I just focus on really good quality setups. Now, what is the back statement to this here? The back statement is what? Now we have to know exactly what a high quality setup is. How do we qualify it? And then the hard bit comes in place. Patience. Because now we're talking what? Taking 10 trades or 20 trades over the space of a couple of years? What are you talking about, John? There's 52 weeks in a year. And you're asking me to take 20 trades in 2 years? 10 trades a year? That means out of 52 weeks, out of 52 weeks, 10 of those weeks, I'm taking a trade and the rest I'm doing nothing? Are you serious? You see what I'm saying here, right? I'm trying to show you the light at the end of the tunnel, what it really takes to make good moves. But then the hardest thing about this, all guys, is come down to the discipline, right? The discipline to say no to maybe and yes to 100%, whatever that setup is. And I guess, and again, guys, that's what I'm all about. Knowing what a high quality setup is and then going from there. And that's what I'm trying to share with you. Like if you're not at that place yet, or if you're thinking I need to be taking a lot of trades and trading all these different trading systems, you know yourself, right? It's just not working there. And if you do need some help, grab that free trial to the Master Trader Lab, and I'll be able to help you out there. But I hope you can see, traders, that what I'm sharing with you and with the markets today is a lot of the times it's stepping aside when and not trading at all. But then there's also times when you're really high quality setups, so you can get into it and knowing the long-term picture, right? Like for me, I know that I've got another boxing fight coming up within the next, say, 3 to 6 months, right? I've decided I'm going to do another boxing fight. And I was talking with my boxing coach this morning about it. So therefore, guess what? I now know that for me to get to that ring and dominate, guess what? I have to then now come back, right? It's like every day I have to do the things, but not rushing it. There is no rushing through a week or 2 or 3 weeks of training to get to the finish line where I should be in 3 months time frame. Make sense? So, and again, guys, I'm trying to share with you a bit of a blanket statement that if you're thinking I need a lot of systems and I need to be trading a lot of hours to take a lot of trades so I can make a lot of money, you can see the opposite, right? It's really the opposite. That, as I said before, the hard thing about this process is that once you actually understand what goes into a high quality setup that has a high win-loss ratio, the hard bit is then just scanning, waiting, watching, and getting ready for it. So anyway, traders, that's it for me today. Have an amazing day.